Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Cassie. Welcome to the Mind High Club channel. Today, I'm going to talk all about social media and mental health. We all know that social media can make us feel pretty shitty sometimes, and most of us are also guilty of spending way too much time on it than we should. Today, I'm going to cover why it makes us feel so shitty and what kind of unconscious impact it may be having on us. And in part 2, I'm going to cover the good news, which is what we can do about it. There's a clear and direct connection between how much someone uses social media and their level of anxiety, depression, and stress, which is pretty troubling because we spend a lot of our time on it. Instead of just comparing ourselves to our local village and community, we are now comparing ourselves to everybody globally who owns a smartphone and has a social media account. Shit. As a result, a lot of us have tied up our sense of self-worth with our social media profiles, measuring our value by how many followers or likes we have. It can make you feel not smart enough, not lovable enough, not successful enough, not good enough. Trust me, I've been there, can relate to all of this, and it is not pretty. Refresh. Humans are weird. Okay, let's get into it. There's no doubt about it, social media is here to stay, and to simply not use it is not really a solution. There are plenty of good uses for social media too. Social media can be used as a powerful tool to connect people, share inspirational ideas and valuable information, keep us in touch with the people we love, mobilize people to band together for causes and positive social change. It's also a great business tool and useful platform to promote your vision or brand. So is social media really all bad? I think that depends. What if social media itself isn't actually bad, but how we use it, why we use it, and the context surrounding it is what makes it either good or bad. When you go to share something on social media, what do you share? You share things that you're proud of, that you're happy about, that you're really excited about. Of course, we tend to share the things that we really like about our life on social media. We tend to post the highlights. People post things that they want the world to see. Most of the time, that's likely to be something positive, something impressive, something inspirational, something noteworthy. You're not likely to post yourself sitting at an office desk doing nothing. You're not likely to post something really shitty that happened that day for you can. It's really unlikely that we're going to share something that we consider really boring about our lives because it's simply not noteworthy or something you would take the effort to post about. As a result of that, what you see most of the time on social media are the highlights of someone's life. Not their boring day-to-day, not all the rough times. The constructed images that we're looking at are really nice to look at, but also they're not reality. They're a constructed form of reality. The danger here is that we're essentially comparing our day-to-day experience with everybody else's highlight reel. So yeah, all of the candid shots of influencers you see having a great time and looking fantastic in an exotic location, yeah, it happened, but it was constructed in a way that would look great. That isn't necessarily a reflection of reality. It's what people are creating to put out there as part of their personal brand for a purpose. It's things people like to look at. Does it mean it's real? No. Should we treat it like it's real? No. I've definitely experienced this myself where I've been looking at other accounts and really admiring the people on those accounts and then feeling myself comparing myself to that. I think it's really important to remember that just because you see an image of someone that is very successful, it doesn't give you an insight into all of the struggle and all of the work behind the scenes that has led to that moment. And also, I think it's really important to remember that simply by admiring someone else's success, there's actually no need to then compare yourself to that because it shouldn't take away from your own success. The girl on Instagram doesn't even look like the girl on Instagram. So there's absolutely no point in comparing ourselves to it. If we're aware of how we personally engage with Instagram and what we choose to post on our own accounts is shareable, that will give us an insight into how others interact with it and what that content really is. It is what it is, it's a tool, and I think we should treat it like one, and I don't think we necessarily need to start oversharing to compensate for both the highlights and the real life aspect, because then you'd spend every waking moment on social media. But what I think is really important to do is just become conscious about how we're using it and conscious about what it is and what it isn't. I don't think it's necessarily a matter of whether we're using it or not, but how we're using it and why we're using it. Is it negatively impacting your life? Is it taking up too much of your time, making you feel stressed, anxious, or depressed? Are you using it too much? Are you scrolling through it for hours, constantly refreshing and checking it? Are you comparing yourself to others and feeling bad about yourself? Or are you using it to stay in touch with your family and friends, connect with people, share interesting and inspirational content, boost your business, share your creativity, or you're just enjoying some good old funny videos on Facebook? It's also about why we're using it. Why are you using it? What are your motivations behind using social media in the first place? Are you using it to spy on other people you know and compare their lives to yours, make sure that they're not doing better than you? Are you posting something on social media to get self-validation through likes and comments? Are you using social media as a tool to measure your self-worth? Are you using it as an ego boost? If it's a yes to any of these questions, it's really setting us up for a bad experience using social media, because it all points to seeking validation outside of yourself, actually assuming that you're not good enough to begin with. Personally, for me, I use Instagram to keep up with friends and what they're doing, get inspired by really cool photos of places I want to visit, or outfits I like, or whatever else is going on. I don't spend a lot of time on it personally. I was about halfway through my modeling career when Instagram became really big, and then that became a really important part of actually your job, because it contributed to your income, booking jobs and making money. Agencies literally started putting social media accounts on your professional portfolio on a website, and then as well as that, clients would request to see what your Instagram handle is. Because of my line of work, I have learned to separate my real sense of self and who I am from the persona that I put forward as model and person on social media. I think it's really important to do that consciously, because then your sense of self-worth does in no way get tied up in your, say, ego persona or persona that you present on social media. I know I've done this for years, that number of photo shoots I do or followers I have in social media has absolutely nothing to do with my sense of self-worth. I personally think that social media is neither good nor bad. It's simply a tool that we need to learn how to use consciously, so that we use it to benefit our lives rather than damage our mental health. Hey, if you're still watching, stay tuned for the good stuff. Check out part 2 of this video, where I go through actual practical tips and steps we can take to not only survive using social media, but thrive using it. I'll be doing new videos every week on random different topics and interviewing a bunch of awesome experts. Thank you so much for being a part of this movement. My whole plan with this is basically to make no topic taboo, talk about stuff all related to mental health. Stay tuned, you're awesome. Don't forget to subscribe.